Welcome to Sovereign Tarot, where we unite our Hierophant with our High Priestess to create peace, love, and joy in our inner realms through conscious presence. And this is a reading for my Aries people. I had a plan to do different readings different days, but it's Christmas week and my plan went awry because I was called inward to not be giving so much of my energy out. And so I had different days I was going to do different signs, but now I'm just I'm feeling called towards different signs. And today I was feeling called towards Gemini. Yesterday I was feeling called towards Aries. So I just didn't get to do my reading yesterday. So today I'm going to do Aries, and I already did Gemini. Okay. So Aries. I have an Aries moon. Aries is fiery. Aries is passionate. Aries is driven. I feel very connected to my Aries. Very connected. Aries is pretty powerful in me. And I'm a Pisces sun, so that's a very interesting combo. I'm like bipolar. Okay. So we're going to start out with A Course in Miracles. Once I find that, here it is. Okay. And we're doing the same reading for every sign for this week. And I am behind. But Lesson 1, A Course in Miracles. Nothing I see in this room, on this street, from this window, in this place means anything. Now slowly look around you and practice applying this idea very specifically to whatever you see. This table does not mean anything. This chair does not mean anything. Those chimes do not mean anything. This hand does not mean anything. This foot does not mean anything. This pen does not mean anything. This pet does not mean anything. This person does not mean anything. So we are uncovering the true essence of everything, who we really are, through A Course in Miracles and through tarot. So Sovereign Tarot is about remembering your wholeness, and so that we free ourselves from thinking that we're dependent on anything outside of ourselves. And we recognize that everything is a part of us. So the inner realms and the outer realms reflect each other. So we want the outer realms to be in harmony, but we have to get our inner realms in harmony first. So that's what this channel is all about. And I was a marriage and family therapist, which is a type of therapist that is well rehearsed in systems theory. So we understand systems. And a psychotherapist and psychology teacher. I have a master's in psychology and a master's in marriage and family therapy. So I understand people. Well, I mean, as much as you can understand people. But that's a quest for me. So this is my newest quest. So the next thing that I like to do is pull a card from the Divine Beloved deck by Tasha Silver. And this is kind of like my prayer, which kind of holds everything together. My intention. So Aries, let's see what we want for you. Aries. What does Aries need right now? And right away I'm just feeling a little diffuse. The energy feels very diffuse to me. I'm not sure what that's about, but it needs to be gathered and focused. So let's see what comes from that. Even the cards are reflecting that. They're all over the place. And this is a very interesting time between years, between realms. It's a choice point. It feels like a choice point for a lot of us. What direction do we want to go in this new year? What's calling to us? What do we want to let go of? What do we want to move towards? Okay, so we got protection. I am safe. That's interesting. It does fit with feeling diffuse. Like when you're too spread out, it makes you feel not safe, right? Okay, so however you pray, we're going to pray together. Protection. I am safe. Change me, divine beloved, into one who is protected from all negative energy and predictions. Fill me with your dazzling and radiant light. Make me a vessel for your love. I now release all fears I've absorbed from others. Let's just breathe that one in. Okay, and you can see her protected. And I was reminded today by my friend Libby, who does my hair, doesn't it look good? At Salon Meta in Hamden. I was reminded today that there's only two choices, fear or love. Are you operating from fear or are you operating from love? Okay, so I now release all fears I've absorbed from others. So now I want to get a card from the Carolyn Mace archetype deck to see what stories we're working with. What do we need to bring into the light? And what do we need to integrate? Ooh, okay. So we got addict. And we got avenger. This really is quite fiery, just like Aries. Addict. So the light attribute of addict helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. And this is probably a good time of year to do it. If you have any trouble with like food addictions or alcohol addictions, this might be coming up for you now. Just being out of balance with food or alcohol or other substances. Maybe you're using them to cope with whatever's happening in your life now at these holiday times. So just looking at that, just being aware of it, not judging yourself. Everything that you do, there's a reason for it. You're trying to heal something. So just being compassionate to yourself. Maybe you don't want to keep making that choice, but being loving and understanding of yourself. So the shadow attributes are compromises in integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. So something is controlling you, some sort of addiction. And the avenger, the light attributes are the desire to balance the scales of justice, righteousness on behalf of society or oneself. You know, to me, this is like, it feels like fire that's out of control, which Aries is a fire sign. And it just like feels like too much passion, too much fire that gets out of control. So balancing that. The shadow attribute is resorting to violence in the name of a cause. Okay, so the addiction and the avenger may be going together somehow. And protection, I am safe. So you may not be feeling safe from yourself. If you've got addictions and avenger coming up, you might not be feeling safe with yourself. So there might be something that you need to see, take a step back from. And acknowledge. Acknowledgement is the first step. Just acknowledge. This is what's happening in me right now. Take a step back from it. Just witness it. That's the first step. Okay, so we're going to do a Light Seers Tarot, the Celtic cross to get like a little more information about that. And the Celtic cross reading is the most comprehensive tarot reading, I believe, the most comprehensive tarot reading that you can actually do. It gives you like a really good overview of what's going on in your world in this present moment. So whenever you find this reading, maybe it's good for you at this particular time, this moment in time. And this is good for Aries sun, moon, and rising. As I said before, I have an Aries moon. And Aries moon is kind of the emotional world. So my emotional world sometimes gets ruled by Aries. So a little fiery, a little passionate. Okay, so your first card is the Seven of Swords, which is, it sounds like a little impatient. You know, there's something happening in you. You're feeling a little bit impatient about something. You want to move. I think that's what I'm getting from that one. I might be thinking of a different sign, but let's just look at that for a minute and see what you get from it. Or he's in the light, but and then there's a crow right in front, or a raven calling out. It's like something's calling him out. He's being called out on his behavior, basically. And he's like being caught. That could be with the addictive behavior. So there's some feathers falling out of his pack. Okay, we're going to get more information about that card. So something's coming to light, though. Swords are air cards and thinking cards, mental. So it looks like something is coming to light, something that you might not be proud of, something maybe about yourself. But there's nothing to be ashamed of. Everything has a context to it. Everything has a story to it. Everything has a rhyme and a reason. So just observe it and be compassionate towards yourself. I have this model that I created from my therapy. I call it the ABCs: acknowledge, validate, care for. So whatever's coming up in you, acknowledge it. I'm eating too much, I'm drinking too much, I'm gossiping too much, I'm whatever it is that you're doing, you know, just observe it and acknowledge it. And be curious about it. What is that about? What am I trying to take care of? What am I trying to numb? What am I trying to what am I trying to numb? Because it says addict, so I think you're trying to numb something. What if you didn't numb that? What if you just acknowledged it and you validated it? Of course I'm feeling this way. These people make me feel unsafe. Or whatever it is, you know. Maybe it's family members, gossip. It's, you know, competition. It's the world right now. Of course I'm feeling this way. The world is making me feel unsafe right now. This environment is making me feel unsafe. What do I need to care for this part of me? Maybe you need time spent with your higher self, recognizing you're not alone. You have power. Okay, so a bunch of cards just came out. So what's crossing this Seven of Swords? What's in conflict with it, or what is the challenge? As if that wasn't a challenge enough. You got the Nine of Pentacles. So maybe you're wanting more money or more freedom. So that's crossing the Seven of Swords. Maybe you want to free yourself from this feeling like you're unsafe. Okay, and down below you got the Four of Pentacles. So you're gathering your resources, you're pulling them in. You're recognizing, what are my resources? Where do I feel strong? Okay, and then in the past you have The Five of Pentacles, so maybe a feeling of lack in some area of your life. But if you notice, she has the key and the door lock is right there. And fives are change, so recognizing that you need to make some sort of change, a feeling of lack or that you don't have the resources that you need. But actually in the card, it shows you that you do. You have the key and the door is right in front of you. Okay, now what is coming above from Spirit? What is a message from Spirit that's coming to you now to help you in this? Aries. Woo. Four of Wands. Okay, so they're dancing and they're moving and the wands are fire. And there's like a circus there. They have a tambourine. There's some sort of movement. Fours are stability, but there's movement here. There's dancing, we're going to get more information about that. Four of Wands. Something wants to be expressed. Something wants to be felt. What is it that you want to feel? It looks like free. It looks like you want to feel more free. Okay, so what you have right in front of you is the Ace of Cups. So new love, a new beginning with love. But that could be love of yourself. It doesn't have to be love with another person. It could be love of your higher self. A new beginning with yourself or with somebody else or with love. One of the cards is upside down. Okay, so that's all like in the mental, spiritual realm. And then let's bring it down to the earth and see what's happening in the earthly realm. What are we seeing in the world? Where are we right now? Where do we see ourselves? We see ourselves as the wheel, on top of the wheel. So maybe good fortune is coming our way. Then we have the Emperor, but the Emperor is upside down. So that's the environment around us right now. So we'll take a look at that. The wheel and the Emperor. Okay. And then the Page of Pentacles. So that's what's in the fear or the worry. So maybe you're feeling like you're not good enough at this new endeavor that you have. I don't know. Or you're not good enough at something. You're feeling like you're not good enough at something, that you're just new. You're in this apprentice or this learning energy. But that's your fear. And that speaks to also the Five of Pentacles. And the Four of Pentacles, okay. Three of Wands, you're waiting for your ships to come in. Okay, that's the final outcome, okay. So your ships are coming in. Maybe you're not feeling good enough. That's kind of what I'm getting, is that you're not feeling good enough. And you're fighting that. Your Avenger's fighting that. Like you want to fight that. And your addict is trying to numb it. But what if you just acknowledged it, you know, and you acknowledged where it's coming from? Okay, I am feeling not good enough. Of course I'm feeling not good enough because I come from an environment where that was taught to me or whatever. Wow, I can look at that with compassion and understand why I would feel that way. And then I can look at really all of my resources, my life experience, everything that I've been through. and how I am worthy and I am knowledgeable and I do have all these resources and I am safe. I keep myself safe. Okay, what did I want to find out more information on? I think it was the Seven of Swords. Yep, because that's where you are right now. That's really what you're in right now, the Seven of Swords. So let's look at that. You may have noticed my heat coming on. You can hear my heat. It's kind of loud. Maybe you're feeling some heat right now. Okay, the Seven of Swords, deception or betrayal, but maybe you betrayed yourself. It also says being grateful for the resources you have. So deception, betrayal, taking only what's needed, the universe bearing witness to true intentions, getting away with something. This card has a lot of different meanings. Being strategic, being grateful for the resources you have, moving silently and quickly. Okay, so I feel like there's something that you're seeing in yourself that you're having trouble with. And it's making you not feel worthy. That's what's crossing you, worthiness. Down below you, you're trying to gather your resources. You're trying to feel worthy. And for the Seven of Swords, it says, I act from a place of love and morality, and the universe witnesses my honest intentions. So maybe you're aware of the less than honest intentions, which we all have. They come from a place of lack. So as we recognize our resources and our strengths, we can let go of some of that lack. We can recognize we have all of the answers that we're looking for. So I want to look at the Four of Wands, which is coming down from Spirit. Four of Wands. What does Spirit want you to know? It wants you to celebrate how far you've come. That this is an important milestone that you've come to. Stability in home and relationships sometimes signifies marriage, it says. I am devoted to my connectedness and I celebrate the wonder of loving bliss with my community. Okay, it's okay for you to feel proud of yourself and good about yourself. Maybe that separates you or makes you feel disloyal from your family. Maybe that wasn't allowed in your family. But that's good for you to feel good about yourself and how far you've come. Allow yourself to do that. And as you do that, you move into this loving energy and this loving connection with yourself. I'm feeling like it's with yourself. But eventually it will be with everyone. Okay, and then the wheel. You're in this wheel energy. So maybe you have some sort of opportunity coming at you. Let's just look at that for a minute. But maybe you can't believe it because you're not feeling worthy. Changes, fate, destiny, a lucky break, cycling up through karmic lessons, the chaos of creation, a turning point, serendipity. So here's the affirmation. I allow the transformative energies of fate to help me to expand my experience. It's okay to receive more. Okay, now up above you in the environment, you have the Emperor, but the Emperor is upside down. So let's see what that's about. Oh, it's the Divine Masculine. So there's something about the Divine Masculine that you're having trouble with. Authority, power, a natural leader, structure, strategic and analytic thinking, taking action, and promotion. So you may be judging the masculine in you. Maybe you had a masculine energy in your life that was out of control. Maybe they weren't in their power, or they were overly powerful. And that's making you question your own ability to lead and to own your power. Okay, so I don't know if I told you like the affirmation for that yet, but I'm going to turn it upright and we're going to say that affirmation together. I lead the circumstances in my world with confidence, harmony, and generosity. So just repeat that to yourself out loud or silently. As you turn over your emperor and bring him into your heart. I've been working with my emperor energy too. The emperor is a powerful energy, and it's a really great energy to have. Okay, so in your fears you have the Page of Pentacles, so I just want to look at that and see if there's anything else besides maybe feeling like you're not good enough. You're not worthy. Okay. Manifesting new opportunities, beginnings, good news, ambitions. So you got some good news and maybe you're just questioning whether you deserve it. That's what I'm getting from this. Okay, and then the Three of Wands. My battery's running low, so, and we're about at the point where I like to end, about a half hour. Energy manifested, waiting for the results of your effort, the arrival of opportunities, finally understanding your ambition, continuous improvement and moving in the right direction, progress. It's okay for you to accept all this that's coming in. You earned it. I am expectant and optimistic, and I know that my dream is on the way. Okay, that's good. It's really good energy. So it's just you're having trouble accepting it. So I'm going to get a card from the Wisdom of the Oracle, and just to give us a little more guidance on how you can help, what can help you. So I want to go back to the beginning card, which is protection. I am safe. It's safe to receive. You worked hard for this. Let go of your addictions. Stop fighting it. You don't need to fight yourself anymore. You don't need to fight it anymore. It's okay. You are safe. Okay, we got way too many cards. And so I'm going to put them all back and we're going to try again. Okay, we just need one card to come out. All right, new life. Ooh, that's good. New life. Yeah, it's okay. New life. You did have a card that said breathe, so I would say breathe into this new life. Breathe. Whew, I am getting that. Birth of new ideas, growth, opportunities, a breath of fresh air. Life renewing itself. Okay, when spring awakens, the world, joy, and excitement can be felt all around and in your very core. Blossoms burst from trees overnight, birds return home and sing their glorious song, and nature is full of promise. Miracles beckon all of us. This is one of those times in your life when new ideas inspire you and new opportunities bring you hope for seeing your dreams come true. All is well in your world. You are safe. And you have the energy you need to feel renewed. Allow your heart to fill with enthusiasm. Let your light shine, for this is a time of good fortune. You have the wheel. Yes, awesome reading. It's just about you accepting this and knowing that you're worthy of it and you earned this. Awesome.